All right, class, and welcome back to our flip lesson. It's been a few days since we've had one, but let's again review by checking out our learning target. I can solve the area of rectilinear figures. A rectilinear figure are polygons made up of multiple rectangles. So you can see here that this polygon, closed figure with straight sides, is made up of multiple rectangles, and we're going to use that to solve and find the area for this rectilinear figure. The first thing I want to point out is our units of measurement. So we have each one of these is going to represent, for this problem, 1 square foot. So we need to first find 2 separate, or 3 separate in some cases, rectangles in order to find the area. So first I'm looking at this and I can see a few ways that I'm going to divide it. So first I'm going to do it one way in green, and then I'm going to choose a different color to show you a second way of doing this problem. So first what I would look at is I could divide this rectilinear figure here, making 2 separate rectangles. This would be rectangle 1, this would be rectangle 2. It happens to be a square. All I need now to do is I need to solve and find the area for each one of these rectangles. I can see that this one is 2 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 inches. So my number model for the first one would be 2 times 7 equals 14 square inches. Finding out my measurements for my second rectangle is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a square, so that each side is going to be 4 inches. So I know my area would be 4 times 4 equals 16 square inches. To finalize this, I need to combine both square 2, this space here, and square or rectangle A to get the total area. So now I'm going to take both my areas from rectangle 1 and square 2. I'll label those for us. This is coming from 1, this is coming from 2. I need to combine those. So I'm going to do 14 plus 16. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. So it's 30 square feet. And I just noticed now my units here were incorrect. My units need to be feet. So that's one way of solving it. I'm going to choose the color, and I'm going to show you a different way in red of how we could have divided this rectilinear figure into separate rectangles to solve. So I'm also seeing that here I could have divided this, which would have made the rectangle look a little bit different. I would have had one large rectangle in red. We'll label this number 1. And then I'd have a smaller one here, smaller rectangle in blue. We'll label that 2. So first I'm going to find that this is, well, I know that it's 4 inches here, from here to here, and it's 2 from there to there. So I know my whole length is going to be 6 inches. So for 1, I have 6 times, and then I need to find the length. 1, 2, 3, 4. This happens to be 4 inches across the top, so 6 times 4 equals 24 square. And I label these inches again when they're feet. Feet. Important to pay close attention. I'm glad I caught that. So 24 square feet. Now I need to find the area of my blue figure here, and I can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 3 feet. Got it right that time. By 2 feet. So my number model for the 2 is going to be 3 times 2 equals 6 square feet. You can also write it like this, feet squared. Just like I did before in the last problem, when I combined both of the areas from each figure, I need to do the same now, and I'm going to combine 24 plus 6, which equals 30 feet squared. Noticing both my answers are the same, which shows you there's multiple ways of solving the rectilinear figures. The only thing I had to do is I had to separate it into 2 separate rectangles each time and then add up the both. When looking at this example, not all of them that we come across will have multiple ways of solving them. This one, for example, there's one obvious one that stands out, and that would be to make the connection from here to there, separating this into two different rectangles. We'll call the red one rectangle 1, the green one will be rectangle 2, and now we simply need to solve and find the area of each. So we're going to find the area of 1 first, and our number model, we'll write it inside the rectangle this time, would be 10 inches times 3 inches equals 30 inches squared. And now that I've solved and found my area of the figure 1, let me write that over here. The area was 30 inches squared. I'll just write it here separately. Now we need to find the area of our second figure, and we can see that the height of it is 3 inches. The length of it is 7 inches, so our number model, 3 times 7. I can count by my 3's from 3 is a magic number. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Oh, and that's where I'm going to stop. 21 inches squared. So now I have my two areas. I need to combine area from this figure with my area from this figure to get the total area of this rectilinear figure. So 30 plus 21 inches. 1 plus 0 is 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. With our units 51 inches squared is the total area for that rectilinear figure. All right, now for your practice today, you're going to take a look here on page 131 and looking at problems 1, 2, 3, and 4. I do want you to submit this in Seesaw, paying close attention to how you're going to solve these problems using the skills and strategies that I talked about in the video. If you need to, rewatch the video as a good digital learner does. I want you to pay close attention here to number 2. Number 2 might involve making more than 2 rectangles for these rectilinear figures. When you're finished, you can then move on to your work in your math boxes for 4-11 and 4-12, getting all that work caught up, and then spending some time in 10 marks, hopefully getting some time to do a jam session. That's it for today. Again, as always, make sure you submit your work in Seesaw and be keeping an eye out for that awesome feedback that we know will help us learn. Signing off from the loft.